Hi guys, welcome back to the shop. Gonna try some different lighting here because with all this car noise, that last video was ridiculous. It's all over. You'd think I was living on the freeway here. This is residential. There's houses all on the other side, all down both sides of me, and the cars just fly down this street. It's ridiculous. So I tried the noise reducer on the camera's on. I even tried there's a car, so we'll see how loud that comes out. That light is blinding me to death. Alright, shop update. Lathe is still torn apart, but before this whole lathe adventure, I found another box of tools hidden away from my dad. This is a Williams, and all the tools were completely covered in rust, so it's been a lot of time redoing them. And I was kind of bummed not too long ago. I saw one of the YouTube channels, machinist guy was trying to demonstrate or experiment that everybody says the adjustable wrenches, crescent wrenches, you're supposed to use it one way and not the other because it'll break it. And so he was going to destroy a wrench, showing what would happen. He had 3 different wrenches. I think it was a Craftsman, something else, and a Williams adjustable wrench. He put a pipe on it, and he put a big square piece of steel and a vise, and he was doing all this junk, and he broke the Williams. Like, dude, pick a Craftsman, something else, don't break a Williams. You guys have seen my video on discovering tools and stuff, where I give a long speech on my dad's stuff, but on the shop update, Little Machine Shop's pretty quick. Ordered Monday, got the parts today. So in this video I'm going to show I'm still finding more problems. This is for the better because I'm learning and I'm hopefully helping somebody else before something happens. So I'm going to show a bunch of little sections here of things that I'm discovering that are wrong and researching. And somebody was asking me about my fly cutter. It just so happened when he asked the comment or email, I forgot which one it was, I just happened to build a new fly cutter, a big one. So that's the third part. I'm going to show the new fly cutter and how it works. Hope you enjoy it. There, I just had to shoot this. I thought you had to take the whole head off to get the belt out, but no, you just have to, it's all greasy. You just have to remove the cap here and you can get it. But I'm looking at it going, wow. There's a Keyway, little teeny guy that goes right in here. And when I got the belt off, this gear was like moving a ton. And I thought, oh great, another gear. Nope, it's the Keyway got worn out. There's a big groove in it from hitting the sides. So I got to figure out how to make a Keyway. Also the belt, this is the original belt, and you can see the new belt. It's a lot wider, and I think this was originally that wide, but you can see the shiny spots here. I think the motor was crooked, and it was running the belt into this and just slowly wearing it down over time, because there was a lot of belt fuzz in the housing here, down by the motor. So you need to check. Pull the cap off and see if you're wearing your belt out, and adjust the motor so that when it's running it stays on this gear, because the new belt is just as wide as this gear, right? Yeah, it's a little bit skinnier, but so now I got to figure out how to make a Keyway. Well, I can tell you this is going to be a problem right now. Look at the way that it's even wobbling. Just dandy plastic gear. So I'm not sure what to do, but I bet you everybody out there has got this gear with a lot of slop and play to it. Oh, I've even got 3,000 shim going all the way around here to take out a lot of the slop. Well, I'm sitting here high and dry, but thinking about it and cleaning things up. Looking at the shiny spots here, that thing really rubbed. And I'm looking at the old belt, and yeah, there is metal in the belt. I also compared the diameter of it, and it doesn't look like it's stretched at all. And that would be accounted for with the metal in the belt. But this gear is just too sloppy. So I did order this gear and the lower pulley that goes on the motor, and this little teeny banged up Keyway. It's actually got I can probably see the shine. Oh, there it goes. Oh, that's lost. There's actually a groove in it. Where'd it go? Alright, I'll have to search for that. It bounced somewhere. But looking at the actual groove in here, it's amazing because the Keyway was damaged. That's steel. The opening was smashed sideways because you could run your finger up the edge and you could feel the lip where it had smashed out, mushroomed out. But the pulley is in perfect shape. The Keyway didn't damage it at all, because the good part of the Keyway I put in there, and it's nice and snug. So go figure, plastic pulley gear doesn't get damaged. But because how many times have you guys had your lathe stall, where you're turning and all of a sudden it stops and then it tries to restart with that big jerk? That's what's pounding this to death. So what I'm thinking, and I'll post the print, I measured all of this, that the washer that sits on here is sitting on the shoulder of the shaft, the intermediate shaft. So I measured from here to the shoulder, and then from here to the groove, the back end of the groove for the clip, C-clip. And I'm going to try to make a, because it winds up with an 81/1000th gap. And with the washer on it measuring that, there's still a 20/1000th gap. So I want to tighten it up. I want to get the new pulley as far away from the head as possible. And I don't want it to rock, because it's going to start probably damaging these edges. I should see if it damaged the edges already. I'm going to mic or caliper the opening here and see what I can. Oh, no, I do. I'll just put a gauge pin in there, and if it rocks, then yeah, the edges are damaged. So. And looking at the gears in here, they're all perfect too. More plastic gears, and they just get whacked when this thing stalls and tries to restart. And I was thinking about making a longer handle here, but you can't, because it's going to hit the safety switch for this hood. Because that would have been nice to have that poking way out, or you just don't have to lean over the machine to do it. So, and yeah, I think I said in other videos, they overspray paint, and that you have paint where 5/1000ths here, you can imagine the angle you're going to get on your work in the run out, way down 6 inches down line. So if you guys ever take the head off, headstock, clean up all the paint, all the edges, and same way on the bed. So that's my thoughts on that so far, and I am going to make a plug, because I got the gears all nice and clean, and I don't want chips coming out of here going into the gears again. So that's all. Oh yeah, I never did mention this before. I probably will someday. This chart here is completely different than the chart that's in the owner's manual, and this chart is correct as far as I can tell. But the owner's manual one, when I was trying to make 16 threads per inch, I used these gears and it worked right, but I'm looking at the table in the owner's manual and it's completely different gearing. So, food for thought, I guess. I got for the little machine shop. The prices are reasonable, $10, and I've got that, the Keyway, and the other pulley. Oh yeah, on the other pulley, I was looking at the picture of it on the LMS site, and the pulley that goes on the motor shows square teeth are in there. My pulley has got some kind of scalloping in here. It's not caused by the belt. It's a deliberate little scoop on one side of every tooth, just one side. So that's why I ordered that pulley. It's like, well, let's see what happens. Alright. Yeah, just kind of forgot to mention that if I push and pull on the shaft, I've got movement, and I can see it in the bearing. So the bearings are bad or sloppy, but I'm not going to bother replacing them. And just so long you guys know, all you have to do is just read the number that's stamped on it, type it into Amazon, and bingo, there it comes up. Bearing 28mm by blah blah blah. And this particular bearing, you can get 5 of them for $6, and it's prime free shipping. But yeah, I said the gauge pin, and I was looking at this going, okay, the gauge pin fits in tight here, but yeah, it's sloppy here. And I was looking at the magnifying glass at the surface here. This surface is completely scored, so this was the washer side. So what happened was, how did I figure it out? Pulled, yeah, it got pulled this way. This was tilted this way because the belt was rubbing here. It was more on this edge, pulling on it, and it wound up funneling this opening wider. So there's more reason why I want to get a better spacer back here to keep this straight. And then I've got to pay attention to, look at that, that's pathetic. I got to pay attention to where the belt rides in the alignment of the motor, because I know if you tilt the motor, the belt's going to want to walk that way, or if you tilt it the other way, it's going to walk the other way. So let's see how hard it's going to be to get the motor squared up so the belt wants to just stay in the center. Yeah, of course I'm going to beat this thing to death. So there's the belt. I was just really looking at it, and it definitely didn't stretch. And you can see metal in the side where it was rubbing, and even this one, you can see there's a little band of metal in there. That's what caused the shining. But how much did it get skinny? This belt is, what, 0.349, 0.350. This belt is 283. So it lost quite a bit, and I guess you can see it. And I was looking at the surface. The teeth really didn't go down, but the entire surface, all over the teeth, the sides, in between the teeth, it looks like you took felt and you just rubbed it a whole bunch with something and fuzzed it really bad. And the fuzz doesn't come off. It's still there. You can't clean it off or scrape it. But it's really, really bad fuzzing in there. So I guess that's the combination. Probably because it's too skinny, it wasn't enough a tooth left to hang on, so it would skip. Because I'd be spinning it and I just put my hand on the chuck and you could hear it starting to slip. So, oh well. Alright, show a little bit of the new fly cutter in action here. Is it gonna hit? Yep, gonna hit. There. Chips coming off of it are really nice. This isn't the aluminum insert though, the finishing one. The sound of the cutting is completely different. There it is. Take it out of there. Show you guys the finish. Here's the finish on it. Not sure how much you can tell, but it's pretty nice. That's the generic insert on there, the PCMT that I bought from Tooling House. Yeah, the cutter's definitely making a difference. I don't know whether it's the added mass. This is the original one. And I had to make it that small because in the beginning the only thing I had was a chuck. And the chuck could only go up to a ½ inch. So, and there's the quarter Harbor Freight insert, or cutter, whatever. So that finish is nice. So somehow this is doing a lot nicer job. I don't know whether it's because there's less flex in here. As you can see, there's a serious difference in them. It's quieter. I don't feel as much vibration. Well, neither of them gave me much vibration in the head. But it's just nicer, it's different, and the finish is just gorgeous.